How's it going, everyone? Richard Schwartz here, aka External Void, coming to do what you do, because that's what we do. And today we are doing another epic rap battles of history reaction. We are doing Season 5's opener, J.R.R. Tolkien versus George R.R. Martin. If you guys are excited, smash down that like button and let's get going. Now, I really like this rap battle. I have seen it before, so this should be a really fun one to watch again. And I will pause it here and there just to, give my opinions or what I thought of the verses. I am not qualified because, I can't rap for crap. Can't sing for crap. They do a great job, so let's get right on to it. Look at this.
George R.R. Martin. J.R.R. Tolkien! Raise yourself! Gather up your trolls and your soldier elves! And your ants and your orcs and your wars and your stains and dwarves and hand drains! Cause there's a new one in your Lord in the ring!
Okay, so basically George R.R. Martin's listing all of Tolkien's characters in Lord of the Rings. And then he's saying that there is a new Lord in the Ring. Game of Thrones has now replaced Lord of the Rings. I don't know if Game of Thrones really did that. It was a really good show until the last season. Who's to say? But, strong bar. Also, George R.R. Martin loves to kill off in his books and even in the TV show all the people's favorite characters. You get invested and then they just die. Which, a lot of sad deaths in my opinion. Hodor is probably my favorite death because he was such a lovable guy and they just killed him off. Spoilers, probably. Saying Lord of the Rings, the books and the Lord of the Rings books are very easy to predict who's surviving, and basically it's kind of like 5-year-olds in the sense where like everyone survives, everyone gets happy, no one really dies except for Boromir. Saying ditch Sean Astin, who was in the Goonies, for sex and boobies, which, for the most part, I think that's what major people in Game of Thrones like to watch from the show was, boobs and sex and violence. That's what Game of Thrones are about. I'm Team Lord of the Rings on this one, in my opinion. But, Martin's throwing some bars, so let's see.
Queens, dragons, dwarves, horses, fortresses, magic and soul. Shit, you uninspired hand towards your hearts. Welcome to Shire.
Let's bring that back. Those are some good bars.
Shit, you uninspired hand towards your hearts. Welcome to Shire.
So basically, Tolkien saying that George R. R. Martin just ripped off Game of Thrones from Lord of the Rings, saying everything that your stuff had, mine was first. Saying Shire Iraq, because George Bush went into Iraq when he was president. So it's kind of the Shire Iraq instead of Iraq, because Shire, the hobbits. And commenting on George, first name, because George W. Bush. His books were sold number 1 and 2. I guess Game of Thrones books were under the 50 Shades of Grey books. Don't know if that's still correct. Tolkien saying that his stories are just boring. Boring, and saying that you're even a pirate, you stole my RR. George R.R. Tolkien and George R.R. Martin, they both have the RR in their middle thing, so kind of rip off, he's saying.
We all know the world is full of chance and anarchy. See, it's true to life where characters that die randomly on newsflash. It's called fantasy. It's meant to be unrealistic. You might
have it's fantasy. It's not meant to be realistic like Game of Thrones, like George R. R. Martin saying like, oh, Lord of the Rings is so basic, but it's fantasy. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to be unbelievable. Whereas all Game of Thrones was just violence, sex, gore, kind of like has more of a realism than Lord of the Rings does. But that's the point about fantasy. And he's calling myopic manatee because George R. R. Martin's fat or overweight.
I thought you just leave picture what you're doing on these beats. I'll cut you like my teeth on Beauty and the Beast.
That lyric, I've seen a lot of reactions. They don't know what it is. I'm the same. I have no idea what that meant from.
Too deep, Professor Tweed Pan. We don't need the backstory on every fucking tree branch.
Saying that you don't need a backstory on every single thing that's in the Lord of the Rings. Like, everything in the Lord of the Rings has so much lore in the books itself and even in the movies. Like, you can probably make a spin-off of every single thing that's in the Lord of the Rings franchise. And that's what he's saying. Like, you don't need a freaking story on everything.
Come on, Tweed, the pressures of the star. You lock your Santa Claus ass through Vietnam, and it's hard for me to take criticism of clothes from a dude who said a raven to say hi to his comment.
George Tolkien was in the military. I forgot which war it was that he fought in. Then he say that he barely got into Vietnam. George R. R. Martin apparently was in Vietnam, but probably didn't do anything. And he's saying that you shouldn't talk smack about clothes. You have to say ravens to say hi to your toes. Another overweight joke, because you can't. I guess he's so fat he can't see his toes. That's like the common overweight joke. It was a little bit because it's another overweight joke. They're doing a lot of repetitive things in here, but it's all good. A lot of the epic rap battles like to repeat the same joke over and over, which is not bad, but still.
Your fat jokes are worse than your pipe smoke. My show's the hottest thing on HBO.
He just said what I say, like, yeah, like, your fat jokes are, as, puff as a pipe smoke, bland. And he's saying his show's the hottest thing on HBO, because she was. HBO, Game of Thrones is the hottest thing on HBO.
Oh, I'm rock and roll, you're a dirty little image, and I may be dirty, but you got a hairy foot fetish, dog.
Yeah, hobbits have those hairy feet. A lot of, like, weird, like, especially in the fan lores, like, people fans, they're going crazy with the hobbit fetishes. It's really creepy.
Even the names of your characters suck. You got buffers and buffers and brand new bugs. I got a sick of breakfast for all them goofy fucks. Lift up my gut and teabagging's my nut.
Saying that all the creatures' names are dumb. Lord of the Rings creature names are dumb. I kind of like it. And he kind of did a fat joke on himself with lift up his gut and teabagging's my nuts. Baggins, as in Frodo Baggins, or Bilbo Baggins. That's the protagonist's last names.
C.S. Lewis and I were just discussing how you and Jon Snow both know nothing.
Jon Snow in Game of Thrones always had the phrase like, Jon Snow, you don't know nothing, Jon Snow. And I guess Tolkien was really good friends with C.S. Lewis back in the day. So yeah.
The backstory on my box office is brilliant. Got my children making millions off my silver brilliant.
His books are so successful, his children are making money off the Lord of the Rings franchise.
Then I'm more rock and roll than you ever been. Don't believe me?
Apparently Led Zeppelin, one or maybe multiple of the albums were inspired by the Lord of the Rings franchise. Reach that fellow for Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Your 2 towering, Lord of the Rings, the 2 towers, and every time you battle, it's Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Alright, let's get rid of this right here. So that was the reaction video of the George R. R. Martin versus J.R.R. Tolkien. Who I think won? Tolkien, of course. Martin had some okay bars. Just basically all he really made fun of Tolkien was how like, kid friendly the stories are, how boring the names are. But Tolkien came up with a lot of stuff. They're like, his stuff's just a rip-off of his stuff. Game of Thrones is just a rip-off of Lord of the Rings. And, I'm a Tolkien fan myself. Tolkien won that for sure. Well, guys, that concludes this epic rap battle of history reaction. If you enjoyed this reaction, smash down that like button. If you're new to the channel, become an external fan today and subscribe. I also do WWE Champions mobile gaming if you're not familiar with my channel. So right now, I'm just doing epic rap battles history reactions, and I'm also doing WWE Champions. It's a mobile game. It's a lot of fun to play. It's a lot of fun to watch. So hope you guys have a good day. External Void is out.